CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
Great saints have always shown us the path of bhakti through their profound philosophical thoughts and messages, as well as beautiful devotional compositions. Sadasiva Brahmendra, the Advaita philosopher, who lived in the 18th century, was one such unique saint and composer who lived near Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu. His initial name actually was Shivaramakrishna, and when he was in his youth stage, he would always be lost in some thoughts and totally aloof from the world. Like any parents of that age, his parents also thought that probably if he got married, things would be set right and he would come back to normalcy. So at the tender age of 17, he got married. But somehow he was never attached to any of the worldly pleasures, and one fine day, he just left his house in search of truth. He became the Shishya of the 57th Peethadipati of the Kanchi Kamakoti Mutt, Sri Parama Shivendra Saraswati Swamigal. And after taking sannyasa from him, he moved about in a trance-like state. And people could see that he was just roaming about in the streets, in a complete lost state. He was not even aware of his physical self, and he would just keep moving around. But also there are records of the fact that because of his powers, he could perform many miracles. And of course, he did not perform these miracles for the sake of it. It was just that he had that supreme power in him. For example, once while meditating on the banks of the Kaveri river, he was carried away by the sudden flood. Weeks later, when some villagers were digging near a mound of earth, their shovel actually struck his body. And then only they came to know that he was there. But he actually, Sadashiva Brahmendra, he just woke up casually and just walked away. In another instance, we see that a marriage was taking place, and suddenly the bride, before the marriage, the bride was bitten by a snake and she died. And everybody was in a state of total agony that such a happy function had to come to an end in such a sad state of affairs. And coincidentally, at that time, Sadashiva Brahmendra was there. And through his miracle, this bride actually who had died came alive, and the marriage was performed and everything became a happy occasion. So like this, there are many instances we can read of to see the kind of miracles that he performed in his life. Now coming to his musical contribution, his has composed actually many immortal songs with spiritual and philosophical preaching. And these actually, the compositions that he composed, they are very popular in the traditional bhajana paddhati, as well as we see that in the tukada pieces in concerts, we sing them because of the fact that they convey very profound and beautiful meaning. His Mudhra was Paramahamsa, sometimes Hamsa is also used. And if you want to just recall some of his popular compositions, one is Manasa Sancharare Brahmani Manasa Sancharare, or Bhajare Gopalam Manasa Bhajare Gopalam Bhaja Gopalam Bhajita Kuchelam Trijagamulam Didi Sutakalam Bhajare Gopalam Manasa Bhajare Gopalam. Last you see Nagamandaram Nandakishoram Hatachanuram Hamsa Viharam. His Mudra Hamsa, or another popular composition Bruhi Mukundeti रसने ब्रूहि मुकुन्देति रसने ब्रूहि मुकुन्देति केशव माधव गोविन्देति कृष्णानन्द सदानन्देति ब्रूहि मुकुन्देति. Bruhi Mukundeti Rasane, where he says, O tongue, please chant the name of the Lord. I would like to just bring to your focus one particular composition of his, which is indeed very beautiful, where he tries to convey this Advaita philosophy in a very profound manner. Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Here the lyrics are extremely beautiful, where the opposites are brought together as part of the lyrics to give us a beautiful comparison. I'll just spell out the lyrics first and then sing it to you so that you understand it better. Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything is pervaded by the Supreme Being, Sarvam Brahmamayam. Kim Vachaniyam, Kim Avachaniyam, Kim Rachaniyam, Kim Arachaniyam. That is two opposites beautifully he brings in, as part of the lyrics, like what ought to be said. Kim Vachaniyam, Kim Avachaniyam. That is what ought not to be said. Kim Rachaniyam, Kim Arachaniyam. What must be done and what must not be done. Sarvam Brahmamayam. Then, Kim Pathaniyam, Kim Apathaniyam, Kim Bhajaniyam, Kim Abhajaniyam. That is, what should be learnt and what should not be learnt. Then Kim Bhajaniyam, what should be worshipped and what should not be worshipped. Like this he gives a few stanzas of this kind. And finally he says, Sarvatra Sada Hamsa Dhyanam Kartavyambho Mukti Nidanam. That is, O people, in all places and all times, Sarvatra Sada Hamsa Dhyanam. Please meditate on the Hamsa. Hamsa meditation, he tries to bring in that concept and says that, O people, do the Hamsa meditation. Now this Hamsa meditation is actually about the Advaitic philosophy, and here it is about the directing of the thoughts to the concept that I am He. There is no concept of duality, and that's where he wants to convey that I and He are the same. I'll just sing this song out to you so that the poetic excellence also comes out beautifully through the music here. Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Kim Vachaniyam, Kim Avachaniyam, Kim Rachaniyam, Kim Arachaniyam, Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Kim Pathaniyam, Kim Pathaniyam, Kim Bhajaniyam, Kim Bhajaniyam, Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Sarvatra Sada Hamsa Dhyanam, Sarvatra Sada Hamsa Dhyanam, Kartavyam Mukti Nidanam, Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam. Thus we see that through his beautiful compositions, Sri Sadasiva Brahmendra has really transmitted to us the concept of the Advaita philosophy, and many more of his beautiful philosophical thoughts have found way through his compositions, which we sing even today because of the beautiful content that they have in terms of the lyrics and philosophical thoughts.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.